Hey guys, it's Nisi from Spill Me Nisi, back with another video. So today I'm going to review Power Book 2 Ghost, episode 107, titled Sex Week. Um, a disclaimer, of course, there are going to be spoilers in this video, so let's get into this. This was a very eventful video. So much happened, so much of, so many storylines, in one episode. So in this video, I just want to just focus on the characters themselves and where I pretty much see them going. So I'm gonna start off with Kane. Kane was a big character in this episode. You see him really spiraling out of control in this episode, and you definitely see some of his insecurities coming out. After he got beat up by the guards, after his father sent the COs to, pretty much put the smackdown on him last episode, um, you see in this episode that that's like really affecting him. That did something to him mentally, of course. A person's parent doing that to them, they would definitely have a negative reaction to it. Um, but in this episode, you're kind of seeing that Kanan feels like he is underappreciated. He feels like his role within his family business is threatened, and Kanan is kind of coming for his mom. He's definitely coming for Tariq, but you kind of see him coming for his mom as well. And I say that because, in this episode, he robs a church, and naturally, because of the line of business that his family is in, something like that could come back and not only hurt him, but hurt Monet and hurt their family business because, their family, he's affiliated with them, and he ends up getting arrested. He's not there for his mom when she has to go to the drop to get their drugs or whatever, so because of his actions, not only did he get arrested and draw negative attention to himself, but he also was not there for his mom, which is, a really big no-no. And while he is, at the precinct, I believe he calls his mom because they did have a meeting, but then he calls Ramirez. Ramirez comes, bails him out, and then he reveals to Ramirez that Tariq is selling drugs for Monet. That was an idiot move. Why would he tell Ramirez something like that? One thing about Monet's character on the show is that she only says what's needed. She only gives the information that's needed. And there's a reason why. She didn't want Ramirez to know about her dealings with Tariq and what exactly Tariq was doing for her. And I think it's because, Ramirez is a dirty cop. He's a detective, but he's definitely, hands in on her business that she has going on. You know, so in the end, him revealing that to Ramirez could certainly hurt Tariq, which I think it will in the future, or I think they'll try to make it hurt him, and then his actions could certainly hurt Monet. And now he's trying to form like some sort of weird alliance with Ramirez, and that could hurt Monet as well. And I think he's doing that because he's tired of being up under his mother's wing. He knows now that he can't count on his dad because his dad and his mom are in cahoots together, which they should be. So now he's looking for somebody else to, to pretty much form an alliance with, I guess. And it seems like he's succeeding. So I can't wait to see what happens there. They do show that Kane is a lot more sensitive than what he puts off. Because when he, didn't come back home and Diana went to get him, you almost see his face soften up when she says, "Mom needs you. This is your job to do. She needs you." And he was like, "Oh, did she say that?" He was really happy, or I guess relieved to hear that, and I think at this point Kane just wants to feel needed, and Tariq's presence in the family, I think it threatens that, which is why he's trying to get rid of him or sabotage him. And I think that Monet, um not being on board with going in the direction with things that Kane wants to go in, I think that that threatens Kane as well. So I do look forward to seeing where they go with that situation. Um, One thing that I liked about this episode is how they are slowly uncovering Brayden's character on the show. Now, Brayden, like I said before, he's a favorite. All over Twitter, you'll hear people say he's the new Tommy, he's the new Tommy. But this episode has me thinking a little bit differently. I don't know about Brayden. I think it was very telling that he turned against Tariq that easily over Riley. These kids are in college. They're pretty much just having a good time. And it's cool that he loves her or whatever. But I find it interesting how Tariq pretty much told him that something inappropriate happened with Riley, and he immediately turned against Tariq. That's supposed to be his boy. He didn't even give him a chance to go, well, I'm going to bring Riley over here to address the situation. No, he just went, straight to just going against Tariq. And I thought that was very telling because when you compare him to Tommy, like seasons ago of Power when Ghost didn't like Holly, Tommy was pretty pissed about it, but at that point in time, Tommy didn't completely turn against Jamie because of Holly. So these little, I can't help but compare Brayden to Tommy because they're kind of putting him on as new Tommy. But these little things that he does kind of shows me that I don't know. He seems a little weaker than Tommy is, and I don't know if I would say that he is the new Tommy because he's a little bit soft, and I do have my doubts about how far his loyalty for Tariq is going to go. One thing that I did notice in the show is that when Brayden approached Riley about, what she was doing in the room with Tariq when he was unconscious and all of that stuff, I find it interesting how, he told her, if you love me, you'll be honest. And she looks like she's about to break. Riley truly does not believe that Brayden is caught up in all of Tariq's, illegal activity. So I'm wondering if Riley is going to just break and tell Brayden what she's doing there, and why she's there in the first place. It seemed like she was about to break in this episode. And when she does finally break, I wonder what Brayden's going to do. I wonder if he's going to, turn against Tariq at that point and try to help her take him down. I wonder if he's going to hurt her. Some people think he's going to kill her, but I don't know because it seems like the love they have for each other is real, and he's team Tariq, but he's also team Riley. So I am very interested to see, where they go with that, but I don't know. My opinion of Brayden is pretty shaky at this point because, he's throwing out some signs, and he's still one of my favorites of the season, but I have my doubts about him. He's a little shaky. Um, so another person that I want to dissect in this episode is Nasty Jabari. I cannot stand him. I think that Jabari and Saxe are two of my least favorite individuals in this series so far. Saxe is scuzzy, Jabari's crusty at this point, and I'm not talking about looks. I'm pretty much talking about personality in the show. Um, in previous episodes, you've seen Jabari sleep with college girls. You've seen Jabari steal Tariq's material for his new book. Jabari has broken a number of rules and laws at this point, and so it's interesting that he has a dislike towards Tariq. In fact, it almost seems as though he has an obsession with Tariq. He really has his eyes on that kid, and he's really trying to sabotage him for no real apparent reason. And I think that that's really interesting. It was pretty obvious that Professor Malgram, had a man, in her house when Jabari showed up. And it was pretty obvious that it was a student because of the condoms that she had on her table in her living room. Those were the condoms that were being given out at the school. So obviously she had a student at her house. But why did he assume that, it was Tariq? Yeah, I get it. She was talking to Tariq in the hallway, he got a little bit jealous, but really, why would that mean that he would be the student that she would have at her house? I'm interested to find out just why Jabari has this obsession with Tariq, and I hope that they dissect this a little bit more. Um, because he's pretty much had a hard on for him from the start of the show. And I'm kind of wondering if there's a backstory there, if there's something that, the viewers don't really know about there. I'm interested to see where the writers are going to go with that storyline, Professor Milgram, I like her a lot, but I am surprised that she is still sleeping with a student. You know, um, it's weird knowing how his aunt is. It's weird that he would want her to meet Monet. So I'm wondering if she ever would, and what would come of that. Somehow, I don't know. Somehow, I believe that Professor Milgram is going to uncover some things about Tariq and about Monet and her family. So somehow, I don't believe that that situation is going to turn out well, especially with Jabari hiding in bushes and stuff. Somehow, I don't think, not literally, but somehow I don't think that the situation with Professor Malcolm is going to turn out well. But I can't wait to see what comes of it. One thing that I thought was really interesting about this episode is Paz coming back on the scene. Saxe is really terrible. He brought his niece in to spy on Tariq. Now he brought back in Paz. And he pretty much, brought in Paz to make it seem like Tasha was the kingpin. Saxe is kind of all over the place, and Davis is on his ass. And I like it. You know, I find it really interesting how Paz kind of sways with the wind. Tasha can tell her that Tommy killed her sister with no proof, and she grabs a gun and goes, to confront Tommy with intentions on shooting him, without any proof that he did it. And then on the stand, fast forward to now, this season of this show, Saxe can just make her believe that that Tasha ordered it. She's Paz is definitely a significant character on the show, but I do find it interesting how she kind of sways with the wind, you know. But one thing that I can't ignore is her and Tasha's conversation at the end of this episode. She pretty much, brought up how Tasha told her that she should move on with her life and, pretty much not get too caught up in all of this stuff so she doesn't end up getting in trouble. And that was kind of a slap in the face for Tasha, because Tasha gave Paz the advice that really she should have taken and she should have given to her son. And this is the reason why I don't feel like, even though Tariq did kill his dad, this is the reason why I feel like Tasha should be in jail for it. Because I do feel like she is at fault for Tariq doing what he did. He was a minor, and he definitely was coerced into it by his mom. Why would she give Paz this advice to walk away, and, get her life back, in order, and, do away with Jamie? But she didn't give that same advice to Tariq, and Tariq loved his mom. He pretty much did what he felt he needed to do because he thought that, his dad was this person that he really wasn't. He wanted the best for Tariq. Tariq is living the exact life right now in the show that Ghost never wanted him to live. And it's interesting to see that. So after they had that conversation, you can see the look on Tasha's face, like as if she made a big mistake. But I wonder if she made that face because she sees how it's pretty much her fault of, what Tariq did to his dad. I'm just wondering where they're going to go from here, from that conversation. Because now you have Saxe on Tariq. He kind of knows that he killed his dad at this point. You have Saxe on Tariq. Tariq is really not in a good position on the show at this point, and then you have his mom who desperately wants to get out of jail. And at this point, Tasha feels like she's in jail for no reason, but really she's where she needs to be. She killed her best friend and she coerced her son into killing his own dad. So I don't know. I like where the show is going so far. They're really uncovering these characters, and I really can't wait to see where they go with it. But that's it for this video. I would love to know what you guys think of it. As you guys know, I am new here, so like and subscribe. And yeah, if you have any thoughts about this video or the episode as a whole, let me know in the comments. I would love to have conversations about it with you guys. I'll be doing another video about episode 108 next week. But until next time, I'll be posting some videos throughout the week. But until next time, you guys, have a good day.